4 and 6. Anyways, hello, my name is Brian. This is my WEFT show. Last week, I had the privilege of speaking with local MC, producer, and a person that has a huge positive impact on our community, Sunny Ture. Sunny just released a collab project with a local goddess, you could describe her as, Cleva, of the group Mother Nature, called Taxi to the Sun. Let's give it a listen before I ask Sunny about creating socially conscious music with Cleva in the Champaign community.
Yeah. Hey, taxi. Hey. Yeah. Take me to the sun. Can you take me to the sun? Can you take me to the sun? Yeah. Introduction, the type of pip you bring to the function. We got some hits, let's get it erupted. And we fall to the cops interrupted. Never fall, cause my people is loving. Black people, let's unite and we all get free. And we can all roll trees, stuffing our blunts with cheese. Yo, we just run a recline. I swear the system is blind, cause they don't wanna say you're beautiful. I'm here to say you're beautiful. Head down to your cuticle, FaceTime the waistline. Taxi to the sun, homie, one time. I need to taxi to the sun. Now can't you take me to the
217-555 ride. Did your Uber, they don't do it like I. Give me 2 to 5 minutes, I be chilling outside. And the groove gotta do if you feeling the vibe. Cruise through it in the loop, make you lose sense of time. Views from the inner you, give a new sense of life. Few understand your move, but they ain't used to your type. What we do to survive, what we do to provide. I ain't even gonna charge you for this here time. I already know it's hard, boo, don't need mine. I can fit a hard full carpool when I fly. Take a taxi to the sun, see the world from the sky.
To the sun. Hop on it too, man. I gotta go. Supposed to have been there. Yeah, just a little clarification on Taxi to the Sun.
Yeah,
that's a total collaboration from me and Clever. We actually recorded the whole project here in my studio.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, so we actually started working together through our relationship with Dr. Ruth Nicole Brown. So much love to Dr. B if she get a chance to listen to this, for introducing me to such, amazing people. Musically, we just clicked very quickly. And yeah, it did have a lot to do with the content and the fact that it was socially conscious music. So yeah, it does have, it is something I keep in mind, that when I'm making music, I don't want to put out anything that's going to demean people, anything that's going to, hurt people. I want to, only if those people are, oppressors.
For sure.
For sure. So, mainly I want to make music that uplifts and, loves on black people. So, Clever got the same type of, approach to her music, so it clicked. I would say come from Indiana. I come from southern Indiana, Evansville, Indiana. Southernmost city, dang there in Indiana. We more south in Louisville, Kentucky. So, coming up to Champaign, it definitely was a loving experience. It really was, because I think Champaign's proximity to Chicago really lets it feed off of a lot of that, that cultural energy just emanating from that, from Chi-Town. And also, Champaign just got its own rich history, all on its own too. So just being able to, interact with that rich history of music here, not only hip hop, but, jazz, you know what I'm saying? Like, hear a lot of stories about great jazz artists in the area. And, I love jazz. I love incorporating jazz in my music. So, and then of course, arriving in this community and then, just meeting such amazing artists, such amazing, thinkers, it really was a great introduction. So it wasn't a hard introduction at all. It didn't take long. Once I got here, I started meeting, amazing musicians.
Right now on Sunny Ture's Bandcamp page, you can find 2 different releases, By Any Means Dreams and By Any Means Dreams Volume 2. I asked him what the significance of that title was.
Yeah, so By Any Means Dreams just a name I came up with, ever since I was young. I've always read about Malcolm X. I've always just saw a lot of myself as a black man in the story of Malcolm X, so just with the title By Any Means Dreams, of course we all know the famous Malcolm X quote that ends with, we will pursue our rights as people on this earth by any means necessary. I'm paraphrasing, but you catch me.
Yeah.
By any means dreams. It's just, my music, some could say, very soulful, groovy, chill, dreamy, or, in the days type thing. So by any means dreams. It's just trying to mix the hip hop with the radical,
I asked Sonny if his music influences activism or vice versa.
Yeah. I guess you could say influence, but at the same time, I don't see them as separate.
Mm-hmm.
They just go right together for me, and they always kind of have. Ever since I, really picked up a pen, I've been trying to write lyrics that, affected people, made them think about things, and made them want to act on things. And of course, as I was young in high school, I wrote about other things too. But, there's always been an element of my music. And of course, now it takes center stage in a lot of ways.
Chicago. Fine lights, stars bright, skyline so fine, deep wine making you feel sublime. No evil to be spread like butter to bread, but quote-unquote blacks when it made Chirac, making statistical facts negative, unperceptive, leaving homes desperate with no food to eat because mama's strung out on that crack shit. Unbelievable. Kings to degenerates, that's what was perceivable. Unlike the white, home of the pizza, classing us into one alike. No reveal of the truth there. We are black and must act before Chirac is the new black, and us to blame for that. Having nowhere to go, feeling the smoke of the guns pointed at our souls. Devil is behind me. Look at God first and we will find it. Shiny town bliss. It will be black once blacks learn to be black, knowing and feeling that. Feel my words sink into your mind as you look at what it is to take your time to realize that we are kings and queens above it all. Service to gods, let us be the prophets to prevent more coffins. Go.
Right. True. I try and tell him. I try and tell him that I'm a king. Give me time to rhyme, I shine to my sting. Please don't intervene. Fresh and clean, yeah, I do this with ease. Wait. Let me find patience, cause I had to close my eyes to find my greatness. Every time I look in the mirror, look in my own eyes, I see a guy, oh, that's my savior. So I get up on my grind, money on my mind, yeah, I told you I'ma shine. Like the sun in the daytime, yeah, you know I'm into getting mine. Sitting in the twine when I go and give them rhyme, yeah, I'm gifted, I'm doing me, I don't waste my time, no time wasted. I'm trying to duck and dodge these cases. I'm saying that I caught the case of dodge, I'm saying that these crackers trying to throw me cases. Shit. Yeah, I think I'm...
Yeah, I'm always working on stuff. Yeah, I got a couple tracks with CJ Run. I know that y'all know that amazing artist in the community.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they dope as heck. Also, you know, I'm working on some projects with Wolf Thomas and Black as a local collective artist in the community in Chicago. But also, you know, solo-wise, I'm working on a project, rapping project. It's called Ancestors. You know, it's in the early stages right now, but you know, I'm gonna make sure it's a nice one when it drops. And also, you know, I work with an artist named Key, my homie Key. Grew up with him. He got an album called Skate coming out here soon that I recorded and produced on. So yeah, I got a lot of moving parts right now. And yeah,
a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm making beats too. So yeah, I'm working with a lot of individual artists just on that tip too. So.
That is all. That's it. I've always thought that I was shaking people up, but now I want to go at it more, and I want to go at it more deliberately, and I want to go at it coldly. I want to shake people up so bad that when they leave a nightclub where I perform, I just want them to be to pieces. I want to go in that den of those elegant people with their old ideas, smugness, and just drive them insane. When I'm calm and cool and really got the antenna working.
Big thank you to Sonny Ture for taking some time out of his day and giving me that interview and those insights to his music. You can check him out, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, just search Sonny Ture. Also Sonny Ture on Twitter to just follow up on all the amazing things that he's doing, not just in the arts, but also in activism. He's a big organizer with Black United Front, UIUC. If you haven't yet, check out CU Progressive News. You can find it on the WEFT SoundCloud page. And he's got an interview on the newest CU Progressive News talking all about Black United Front, UIUC, and the different things that they're doing to make the University of Illinois a better community. All right, so it's May 3rd, which means it's no longer Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but it is now continuing Sexual Assault Awareness Month because sexual assault doesn't end in April, and neither should awareness around the issue. And we have a fantastic intern here at WEFT, Libby Foster, who produced a great piece on the Clery Act, which I actually didn't know much about, but it has some very problematic consequences, it appears. And so tune in now to hear more about that.
Hi guys, we're here for the 5th annual, yes, correct? Yes. Slut Walk, basically trying to combat rape culture.
It's a chilly spring evening on the University of Illinois Quad. 20 people hold signs and prepare to embark on the 5th annual Slut Walk. A young woman shouts chants over a bullhorn as the group makes its way to the Alma statue, then out onto Green Street to march for their cause. The Slut Walk is an event that pushes back against the idea that someone's appearance excuses sexual assault against them. It is one of dozens of events that have taken place on the University of Illinois campus in honor of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. The federal Clery Act requires universities to report all crime on campus to the University Police Department. This includes incidents of sexual assault. The Clery Act also requires that those statistics be accessible to the public. Jennifer Payan is the Clery Compliance Coordinator for the University of Illinois. Payan makes sure that the mandates of the Clery Act are being followed. She sometimes struggles to keep up with the constantly changing wording and the requirements of the Clery Act.
Say we have a homicide that happens inside CAMS. It's inside a private business. That is not reportable for our campus statistics because it occurred on private property.
Payan says that if the same crime occurred 10 feet away on the sidewalk of CAMS, it would go into the Clery Act statistics. University Deputy Police Chief Tony Brown helps Payan oversee the Clery Act on campus. He says that the act originally started with good intentions, but that it's now too bogged down in the details to be very effective.
The intent of it is to become knowledgeable about crimes that are occurring, but it's a category that's almost, it's so broad that it's meaningless almost. They've made it through regulation so unreadable that no one's it's basically useless for the average person. I don't think the vast majority of people read that or even look at it.
Payan and Brown are in charge of training people on campus about the Clery Act's requirements. If a student tells certain faculty or staff members about a sexual assault, those individuals are required to report the incident to police. Police may choose to report the crime via the email mass mail system if they deem it necessary. Over 60,000 people receive mass mail, but in the cases of sexual assault, the survivor's name is left anonymous. Patrick Wade is the communications specialist with the University of Illinois Police Department. He says that potentially this reporting requirement for faculty can cause issues for survivors.
For example, when we're issuing these campus safety notices, when the survivor in the case wants nothing to do with that, that's something we see as a huge problem.
Tammy Walker is a visiting assistant professor of law at the University of Illinois. She sees mandatory reporting as potentially harmful for the survivor of sexual assault. Walker says that reporting an issue isn't the same thing as validating someone once they have experienced a trauma.
If I just want to be able to be in control of something, if I want to say I just want an informal process, if I want to say I don't want to get this person in trouble, I just want this small thing, to have that kind of taken out of my control and taken to a place where I didn't want it to go would probably feel like another violation in some sense to me.
Molly McClay is one of the assistant directors at the Women's Resources Center at the University of Illinois. McClay thinks that the original intentions of the Clery Act and its subsequent amendments may be a bit misguided.
Parents were like, we need to know the statistics. It's like, well, a little of that is misguided because, I don't really think any campus is truly safe.
Law professor Tammy Walker agrees.
But I think at a certain point, that's not really going to provide any information that anybody's going to be able to act on. Sexual assault happens on all campuses. Knowing about it doesn't necessarily make you any safer at the end of the day.
Walker thinks that universities should be thinking more broadly about sexual assault.
How do we define what sexual assault is? How do we talk about it? I think that is the kind of thing that the Clery Act can't really resolve.
Molly McClay from the Women's Resources Center agrees that there is vagueness when it comes to definitions. She says that consent is one of the concepts that needs to be discussed before students step foot onto the University of Illinois campus. McClay also believes that talking about these issues and getting the conversation started is key to preventing sexual assault.
But I think just being able to sort of inundate people with this so you can't be like, look, you can't pretend like this doesn't exist. We are in your face right now telling you that it does. I think that's really huge as well.
Yeah. So we can annoy. Okay, we're going to stand back here.
Libby Foster, UI7 News.
Louder? Okay.
A big thank you to Libby for letting me use that piece because I want to continue spreading awareness about the issues surrounding sexual assault throughout May, because it's especially on a campus town, and just knowing the statistics around sexual assault on campuses for both females and males is just something that we should hold an extra importance in our community, spreading awareness around the issue of sexual assault. And I've got one more interview here for today, and then it's going to be all music from there on out, with a slight exception for little public service announcements and things like that. So y'all might know that a couple weekends ago, maybe it was last weekend, who knows, time's a blur, but we had an Illinois marathon. You probably noticed it when you couldn't drive anywhere in Champaign that day. Well, luckily for me, I made use of the inconvenience and I was able to interview two of the runners about an organization called Imerman Angels that they were running for. And instead of just explaining it all, let's just play the interview and hear what they have to say. The energy for the Illinois Marathon is electric. As runners cruise past, helicopters fly overhead, and bystanders cheer on all the runners. I'm waiting for two specific runners who are going to tell me all about the organization Imerman Angels and how they run to raise funds and awareness for the organization.
Imerman Angels is just such a great organization.
That's Sven Johnson. He starts running backwards 14 miles into this marathon so I can speak with him and board member for Imerman Angels, Matt, as they run for Team IA. They don't miss a stride during this whole interview.
They match cancer fighters with cancer survivors, and so that you have a peer to face cancer. And I don't know, I think there's something amazing about running in such a way that is about endurance and is about kind of emptying yourself out in some ways and facing really difficult situations, which kind of resonates to me in terms of like somebody going through chemo or treatment or any of those kind of things in order to face cancer.
We get stopped by a group on the sidelines looking to take Sven's picture. As part of his raising awareness for Imerman Angels, he runs in an extravagant outfit with a pink fuzzy hat, wings, and extravagant socks. You know, while cancer treatment is a very long, arduous process. You know, running these marathons, we got the silly costumes, and, you know, running a marathon, a long, arduous process, but with people here cheering you on, you know, like helping you through it. And I feel like that's another way it can relate to cancer, especially through an organization such as Imerman Angels.
Absolutely.
Imerman Angels kind of like the people on the sidelines cheering you on.
As
you're going through this whole process.
The other thing that I love to point out about Imerman Angels is it's not just matching up the cancer patient, it's matching up the caregivers with other caregivers. Who, to be honest, having been a caregiver that didn't have the support that Imerman Angels provides, I know that would have been something that 10 years ago I would have really appreciated. And unfortunately, they started about the same time that my wife went through cancer herself.
Matt Logan is on the board for Imerman Angels and has been running marathons along with Sven for Team IA for about 3 to 4 years now.
I was going to say, one of the examples on one of the cool things about running marathons while wearing the Team IA jersey, I was running a marathon in Madison, Wisconsin, and this woman who was watching it saw my jersey, ran with me for a mile in jeans and a jacket to tell me how her mom had faced cancer, and she got a mentor angel from Imerman Angels, and it changed not only her mom's whole approach and then how the treatment was going, but it really lifted the entire family. So she ran with me for a mile to tell me the story, to thank me for running with IA, and to thank me for supporting the organization so that her mom could get that mentor for free. So when you hear stories like that, I was having a totally crappy race. I ended up, my spirits got picked up, and I set a personal record by 17 minutes that race.
That's awesome.
So I mean, it's the community of friends like Sven and like a whole other group of us who've been running for years for the organization. You bond together, and you're able to do more as a group than any one person, I think, can do on their own. So it's pretty inspiring.
Well said.
That was super well said. You're jogging a bunch of marathons this year. This is actually your, not of the year, but this is your 50th marathon altogether.
Yes, it is.
And your bib is number 50.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is really cool. And so you're raising money while running. And so you want to just let people know how they can donate and where they can find your page to sponsor you?
I'll tell you what, if you Google Sadorian Uprising, you'll find our CrowdRise page for our, we have 4 team members right now that are located here in central Illinois, and we're all from Sadorus, so it's really cool. And you can find Once you go to that team page, you can find all 4 of us, and feel free to donate to any of us because it all goes to the same great cause.
Thanks again to Matt Logan and Sven Johnson for letting me bother them. 14 miles in to a marathon, they still had, I don't know math, 10 more miles to go before they were even done. More than that. And so just check out Sadorian Uprising. Check out Imerman Angels. Give them some support because they're working hard for the money. They deserve it. Something I should probably say is that the views and opinions expressed on air are solely those of the speaker and do not necessarily represent those of WEFT Champaign Prairie Air Incorporated, station management, the board of directors, or WEFT associates. Hey everybody, my name's Brian. You're listening to my WEFT show. If you want more information about the different things that I talk about on this show, hit up my WEFT show, my WEFT show on Facebook, and I'm going to be posting links after the show for more information about Sunny Ture and the Clery Act and Imerman Angels and Sadorian Uprising. All right, so we're at 7:25. We got a little bit left to go in the show. I got plenty of music to play, lots of great stuff curated by our awesome rock genre director, Bob. You can listen to his show later tonight at 10 to midnight. It's called From Heartbreak to Hate, and it's one of the best things on the air at the moment. Some things I want to tell you about, some PSAs. We do 2 an hour here on WEFT because we're cool like that. Champaign-Urbana Showing Up for Racial Justice is an organization with the goal to mobilize white people to engage and be accountable in racial justice work. They do this through collective self-education, disseminating information about how to show up, and addressing the emotional and psychological barriers to effective engagement. SURJ, as it's called, sees accountability to people of color as a core principle central to the work for racial justice and transformative change. They can be reached at facebook.com/CUSURJ. The University YMCA is seeking volunteers to help with collecting, sorting, and packing donations during May collection days for their annual Dump and Run recycling sale in August. The Y's Dump and Run program has been a completely volunteer run program since its inception 15 years ago as a small garage sale at the University YMCA. Each year, the Y relies on volunteers in the community and on campus to make one of the biggest recycling events in Champaign-Urbana happen. To sign up, to volunteer, and for more information, please visit universitymca.org/dump_and_run/volunteer. All right, if I ever had a TV show, this would be my theme song.